What's up, YouTube? Hey man, I had to do another video, man. I really don't like flooding y'all with videos, but stuff be on my mind and I feel like I gotta share it. So, um, I got into a really interesting conversation. It involved me, Hollywood sports, and soft drink sports. And then First and Frame Rates, that's his name on Twitter, was on there too, and we got to talking about a deep discussion, or we had a deep discussion about beating a dead horse when it comes to these sports games. And soft drink sports has some really interesting questions, like when does it become a point where it's, or basically he was saying, is beating a dead horse about a problem a bad thing? And to be honest, it's not a bad thing if it evokes change. You know what I mean? So, and I think it's in the way you present this, the beating of the dead horse, so to speak. You know what I mean? So if you beating a dead horse, but you're driving a point home, and you talking about results and how we can get results, that's not necessarily beating a dead horse. You know what I mean? In my opinion. And even if it was beating a dead horse, I think that's far more productive than talking about the problem. There's a big difference between talking about the problem and then talking about the solution. Women nag a lot, and the women that nags, they just talk about the problem, but never about the solution. So that don't fix the problem. They just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's annoying. It's nerve-wracking. It's unproductive. It's horrible. Talking about the problem, complaining about the problem. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? And I like Soft Drink Sports channel, man. I think his content is amazing. I mean, to me, his channel is solution based. Yeah, he talk about the issues, but they're solution based, and there's results will happen with content like that, and that's influence. You know what I'm saying? That's influence. It's a difference with that versus talking about the problem all the time. Madden got to get better. It's got to get better. Madden sucks. This is, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk about the problem instead of talking about the solution, all you do is generate more problems. You know what I mean? So you ever heard the saying, energy flows where attention goes? That's the truth. Energy flows where attention goes. So you could talk about the problem constantly, especially when you know there's no solution to the problem. All you're doing is just generating attention to the problem, and you're generating attention to the product that you're talking about has the problem. You know what I'm saying? So when it gets to that point, you got to question, is the content genuine? Is the content solution based, or is the content more exploitive? You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference. There's a huge difference in the content and in an approach when we talk about solution based, and then we talk about beating a dead horse on the problem. Because again, beating a dead horse in the solution based, in my opinion, is not negative, and I feel it's necessary. But beating a dead horse about problems that we already know about over and over and over and over again, you gotta at some point stop and think, like, are you really trying to come up with a solution? You got to ask that question. But that's all I wanted to say, man. And shout out to Soft Drink Sports again. I respect the hell out of your channel. It's solution based. I appreciate that channel more than you ever know. Straight up. Shout out to Hollywood Sports. Great conversation. Shout out to First and Frame Rates. They got a great channel. Check them out, man. Straight up. Real stuff there. Real stuff. Check their channels out. This is Ron Rush, man. I'm out of here. I wish y'all a happy Friday. Enjoy y'all weekend. And let's keep it gaming.